Hello, my fellow readers. I, Dark Symphony 777, with another fan fiction reading. As always, a link to the story will be in the description below. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, click on that bell for notification, and leave a comment in the comment section below on your thoughts on the story and any future fan fictions you want me to read or review. So, Borderlands 3 was just announced recently, I think like a couple days ago. And me and my friends are all psyched about it. We played Borderlands 2 first, and we immediately fell in love. A couple days I'm gonna be hanging out with them. I'm actually gonna pitch an idea for a Borderlands stream, maybe, or a big Borderlands Let's Play involving all my friends. I don't know. More than likely, they're not gonna want to do it unless it's my friend Agent X, who have a lot of fun. So who knows how that. So I decided to do a Borderlands fanfiction to celebrate it. I was actually going to be recording this, doing this reading yesterday, but I actually went through a depression episode because I was convinced my boss fired me. And everything's fixed and patched up, but everything is fine. So I couldn't do the video yesterday. On top of that, my stepfather was playing drums half the day. I can't exactly record when loud drums are playing in the background. So let's get started. The story is called Assault on Fort Kaplowie by Sapphire Shores. And it involves everyone's over-muscular, steroid-infused, whatever his name, Mr. Torg! You want loot and picks and explosions! I'm Mr. Torg, and I got one question, and one question only. Explosions? I actually love Mr. Torg. He's probably one of my favorite characters. I actually really loved Borderlands 2. Before I get into the video, I love Borderlands 2. Me and my friend, we and him were actually playing Borderlands 2 a couple days ago, and we looked through each gun manufacturer and over which one was our favorite. He actually really liked he really liked Vladov, and I actually was really a big fan of Jacobs because I like the whole crit idea, and I'm more of an aimer and a sniper in that game. So I mostly use long range weaponry. I can actually snipe with a Jacobs revolver if I wanted to. If I screen's slightly big and I can figure out where they are, I can easily get a headshot with them, and actually can get consecutive headshots with them. So it's I was pretty fun. I love the Jacobs. Not to mention, I really love the aesthetic of them and stuff like that. He liked the Vlados because they were more well-rounded overall guns. Didn't have anything too bad happen. They were just run-of-the-mill guns. For the glory of the Soviet Empire. I don't know why I'm doing this. I don't know why. So yeah, let's get into the story. So let's read the synopsis. It says, left his own devices and bored out of his mind, Mordecai, with brick and toe slab, goes out seeking adventure with the promise of sweet islands, quickly building up a team. They soon encounter Mr. Torg, who has a job for them. The sharpshooter immediately regrets his decision. This has no reviews on this. Wow. I don't know if it's possible to block reviews out. I don't know. But I can't wait. Okay. First off, there's author's note saying it's a departure. It's gonna be probably comical. And fair warning for any of you sensitive souls out there, there's plenty of strong language and vulgarity to be had with the threat of all caps, given who this focus on. Say. Oh, and there's explosions too. Lots and lots of explosions. So let's get the story started. Come! Boom! 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 A woman's voice screeched over the intercom, making explosion noises as rocket launching turrets release their load all over the lead dodging group. Oh, damn you, Armand! You got into my head, Armand! a frantically dodging group of 5 people currently storming the fortress hallways. In addition to the near constant explosions trailing every step, the 4 men, 1 woman, desperately fought against waves of men near crazed with fear, aided by the helping metal hands of junk robots armed with all manner of weaponry, bullets, explosives, lasers. If it existed and could kill, it was there. Harrying the hero. Wait. Harrying? Is that even a word? Hold on. One second. Alright, so, apparently Harry's an actual word. I learned something new. I learned an actual new word. Good, author. Sorry about that. Brick! Do something, damn it! Screamed Mordecai as he focused down the sight of his sniper rifle. A loud crack carried over the cramped battlefield of a hallway, and a man's head exploded like a watermelon. The bearded sharpshooter could see his precious hawk, Bloodwing, make short work of another crony. Wait! Isn't Bloodwing dead? It's like, if you're... I don't know if this takes place after Borderlands 2 or before or during the events of Borderlands 2, but like I don't know when this takes place. But if it's after Borderlands 2, why is Bloodwing alive? He died. Handsome Jack got him with some explosions. All right. Let me just get back. Get him, Blood, he mumbled, his goggles glinting underneath the weak fluorescent lighting overhead. You got it, Mordecai, shouted back the huge slab of muscle simply known as Brick. The berserker charging through the onslaught of men to punch one of the turrets to pieces, laughing all the while. The sniper turned his head to the left to address the male and female duo cowering behind cover. The two had the look of twins, both of them blue-eyed and brown of hair, and armed with matching submachine guns. Hey, Tweedledee and Tweedledum, get your asses off and do your fucking jobs. Not our fucking names, assholes, complained the brother of the two. And for the last time, I don't give a fuck. Now shoot! As the twins followed his demands, raising their guns and shooting onto the onslaught of men, robots, and turrets, Mordecai turned to his right where he saw a man armed with a rocket launcher, the eyes of his mask glowing green and splattered in blood. Steve! Oh! Keep doing what you're doing. Oh! Said Steve. I never get tired of Steve. Hey, Steve! Oh! I had a field day when I ran into Steve-O in Borderlands 2. That was hilarious. Said Steve, pumping an arm into the air. He continued shooting his launcher into the crowd. Oh! That woman's screeching voice from before squawked over the intercom, giving her own set of orders to men. Any of you fuckers run and I push that body and explode all your dicks in one go! Got it? Boom! Dick explode! Dick explosion? Curse you, Zarbon! A mad cackle followed suit. A groan escaped from the sniper's lips, and then he asked himself, why the hell did I take this job from that crazy fucker? He thought back to that moment when he should have just said no and run to the edges of Pandora. Okay, I just read ahead for a second. Okay, it takes place after the events of Borderlands 1. Okay, so that explains well, okay. Alright, that makes sense. After the death of Commandant Steele and the opening of the vault, Roland and Lilith have left for some vacation, aka Levers for Cheat. Couldn't resist. On Pandora's moon Elpis, and then the pre-sequel happened. Leaving the other two vault hunters behind in New Haven. There they would languish in boredom with a surprising lack of violence, given where they were, until Mordecai had finally gotten fed up. His trigger finger was getting itchy, so he dragged Brick with him for a much-needed dose of wasteland violence. Along the way, they had encountered the mysterious masked man known as Steve. Oh! In addition to a brother-sister duo seeking glory as future Vault Hunters. So, wait. I'm gonna take a guess that this duo, because the author, I believe... I'm going off tangent, but this is, I don't know. I was gonna say they're the Calypso twins from 3, but one is brown hair. I think the other guy, he had either blue eyes or red eyes or hazel eyes, and the girl had like white hair and blue eyes.
it could be. I was wrong. I thought it was the Calypso twins. Let's just continue. Mordecai has said, fuck it, and let the two join up on a temporary trial by fire basis. That was when they encountered Mr. Torg. Yep, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be good. The sniper's echo communicator had received a signal over the echo net, so he keyed it to the rest of the party's devices. The image that had popped up was a distressingly familiar picture of a large, mustachioed, muscle-bound man wearing shades over his eyes and a red bandana over his head. He brought him up, fooling over his jacked-up soldiers. Whenever I talk like for Mr. Torg, I'm gonna be talking like this, so you better get used to it. Oh God, no. I'm guessing Mordecai kind of is familiar with this. Well, Follow Suit was one of the most obnoxiously loud voices he had ever heard, but he knew it would only get worse with time. Hello, Vault Hunters with other no-name characters of little importance! Hey, said the masked stand, sounding dejected. Sorry, Steve! The man quickly and loudly apologized. Oh, said Steve, giving a thumbs up. My name is Mr. Torg High Five Flexington, CEO and spokesperson for the Torg Corporation, and I need your help. Wait, don't we already know each other? Ignore that for expository purposes and boop! I have a man of the utmost importance. Yes, I'm going to be purposely censoring myself because that's what it says. You purposely censor. If you haven't played Borderlands 2, go play it. Go bring up the Torg freaking DLC. It's hilarious. That's probably one of my favorite moments in video game. Just that entire DLC because of how ridiculous it is. Because of Mr. Torg. Did he just say his name? His first name was Mr. Torg? Asked the only woman up the group. Her brother turned to Brick, whispering, "Hey, Brick, what's this guy's fucking deal?" Guy's super loud, he said, not bothering to keep his voice down, like all the time. Mordecai sighed, rubbing his forehead, already regretting his decision. He remembered the last job he had taken from this guy and the absolute chaos that had followed him. Of course, that part hadn't been the issue, and it had been the continuous assault on his poor, abused ears. Mr. Torg has that effect on people. It was why he had stopped taking jobs from him. But then again, he was really, really bored. What do you want, Torg? I need you to stop my crazy, vindictive beep of an ex. I don't know why I'm laughing at that. Maybe it's because I'm doing it in his voice. That makes it even funnier. The snort of laughter had come from the still nameless twin sister. What's her name? She asked, her tone sarcastic. This is Boom Boom? Close! Shouted the muscle-bound man, ignoring her sarcasm. She goes some Miss Bagman! Oh my god. Yeah, it's official. It's me doing his voice that's making it funnier. But I gotta keep going. It's Mr. Torg. I gotta honor Mr. Torg. I gotta respect Hercule Staten. She calls herself Miss Bang Bang, and she's been hassling my wares and destroying the Torg Company's weapons facilities all over Pandora. Currently, she's holding a place she calls Fort Kaplowie. I take care of herself, but I suffer from a massive case of NPC syndrome. NPC syndrome. Oh god, that's actually pretty clever. That is so. I can't stop laughing. I know some of you probably won't find this funny, but just say NPC syndrome and Torg's voice just made me lose it. Okay, let's see. Okay, let me continue. Try not to laugh. I can't stop laughing. Curse you, Torg. Okay, I'm done. Okay, I'm done. Okay. I'm done. Okay. Okay. She needs to be stopped before she blows this whole planet up in a big, beautiful ball of mother explosion. No matter how fuck, I almost cursed. No matter how hot it may be, holy my is whole rock. Oh my god, that's just so... I'm so lucky I'm not doing the whole story in Torque's voice. I kid you not. The moment I saw Mr. Torque was one of the characters, I was gonna do the entire story in his voice. This would have taken oh my god. Oh. Okay. I'm done. All right, she coughed, quickly interrupting him before he could go into any further detail. But why is she doing this? Besides the whole X thing, seems like there's more to stop than this than just dumping her. Please, she's the one who dumped me. Also, she used to work at my company as the head engineer until she was canned. Office relationship, stated the brunette, nodding her head. Never works out. Ew. Excuse me. Agreed Steve, nodding his head with her. Okay, is anyone gonna ask about the bleeps? Asked the other twin, his face expressing how thoroughly weirded out he was by all this. What the fuck is wrong with his cursing? Brick. That's a weird turn of phrase. I'm not saying it makes it wrong. I'm just saying it just looks weird. Old brick. I think he once said something about a voice box modifier thing. One of his companies put in him. As a miserable existence, I'm not screwing up my self-image. I constantly lay awake at night, contemplating suicide, crying tears of shame as I jog into pictures of explosions while thinking about my ex. God damn it. Oh, god dang it again. I'm not gonna laugh. Okay, I'm fine. Okay, dude, you need to fucking stop the minute, the brother. His sister seemed to agree. Yeah, way too much info I don't need. Sorry, I made you uncomfortable. I apologized, the loud man with the video feed. His expression, that of earnest repentance. I have filtering issues. They're gonna stop that crazy. Boom! And a flashback. Explosions! Boom! Boom! Kaboom! Boom, boom, bitches! Squawked the intercom again, interrupting Mordecai's thoughts. He had a job to do. The sniper released a sigh full of utmost suffering. The situation the five had found themselves in seemed to be getting worse. The boss lady behind the intercom throwing more and more units at the invading force. Something had to change. Brick! Shouted out the sharpshooter, pointing towards a section of the hallway that was absent by any immediate threats. That looked to be their best opportunity to escape and regroup their thoughts. Punch a hole in that wall! Yeah, baby, you had me a bunch. The human bulldozer charged, making train noises as his momentum carried him forth to impact into the wall, creating a hill large enough for all their party to escape. The men behind them strangely kept their distance, choosing not to follow as the five people and one bird made their escape. Oh, they can't be Mordecai's words were cut short as a thick metal barricade suddenly shut the way back. Shit. Turning back to the cramped room where they found themselves trapped in, Dread now weighed heavily on the sharpshooter's mind as he observed the walls covered in countless circular holes. His only comfort were the talons of his closest friend, compadre, clutching at his shoulder. Anyone up for a game of laser tag? Squawked out the harsh voice that had been harassing them with all manners of onomatopoeia throughout their assault. Laser guns emerged from the countless holes. They're probably malware. Every one of them just as threatening and capable of perforating just as many holes into their bodies. I know I am! Pew 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 bang 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 bang. Okay. Wait. Alright. The bedraggled sniper could feel his stomach drop as he heard the lasers start to hum. The previous fight had just depleted their shields, and they were still on recharge. Pushing through his uncertainty, he switched out to one of his revolvers, one that had used explosive bullets. His other hand reached for a grenade. "Explosives out! Focus your fire, everyone!" he ordered, pointing to the wall opposite him. Woo! An onslaught of grenades, rockets, and explosive bullets impacted the metal surface, the force of the resulting combination of explosions rocking the ground beneath them. By the time they had ceased their attacks, the wall had been thoroughly dented in, but not pierced, still standing. It just needed one more push. The tips of the laser guns began to glow red, glowing brighter and brighter as precious seconds passed by. "Brick!" shouted Mordecai. "On it!" Bam! Clang, clang, clang. The hulking slab of muscle charged the dented-in metal wall with his shoulder, following his charge with punch after punch from his meaty fist. Just as the lasers were about to lay waste to the fivesome, Brick slammed into the wall with one last punch, clearing through the other side. The rest of them quickly followed after him, entering a wide and open space, arena-like area full of boxes and scrap heap. In addition to the wall of men and robots currently pointing their guns at them. I'm gonna say something really, really true. It's a trap! Here we go, thought the sniper. "Hey!" shrieked the woman's voice from above. Looking up, Mordecai could see a strawberry blonde woman looking down at him from a catwalk. She wore a strap of grenades over her shoulder and a large rocket launcher of her own design strapped to her back. Her long, wild mane of a ponytail seemed to bristle out at their presence, her bright teal eyes bearing down on them as a feral snarl grew on her lips. She was currently pointing a heavy machine gun at them. "Don't you fucking clam jam me! Get back in there so my pew-pew guns can fill you with holes for my buns to fuck." Oh, that's inappropriate. Text inappropriately popped up over her head, unnoticed by everyone but the reader. Random fourth wall break. Miss Bang Bang. Crazy, vindictive bitch of an ex. "So what? Did Torg say to take care of me? Huh? Huh?" Mordecai could immediately tell they were dealing with an insane person. Admittedly, most everyone on Pandora had lost their minds in some way, but this woman was way too hopped up on crazy justice for his liking. Crazy juice for his lightning. I thought that says justice for a second. "Well, yeah, how much is he paying you? I'm gonna kill that fucker, castrate him, fire my bootylicious ass, Willie." Listen, can we... No! When I'm done with him, he's gonna wish for a castration. Just like my boys know what happened if they think about running away. He high-pitched giggle fueled by insanity drifted out of her mouth as she pulled out a remote with a big red button on it. "See this? Oh, just the thread of this button is enough to keep these savages in line. One press and boom! My handmade chastity belt explode and those hands back. And these assholes will be sans baby makers." Why are you telling us this? One of the twins, the male of the group. "I don't know, cause it encourages teamwork. Mind your own fucking business. Get out of my head!" "I don't know you." Kick and groin. I was getting King of the Hills flashback for that sentence. She snapped at the man. One of her fingers twitched, accidentally pressing the button. She looked down at the remote, her eyes wide. Oopsie. Boom, 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 boom. A rain of explosions began to spread out among the army of men and junk robots, all of them centered around the crotchal area. Just why she put the bombs in the robot's crotch paneling, Mordecai will never know. I don't know. Stupid is as stupid does. "Ah, nuts," lamented the unhinged woman. She then proceeded to shake her finger at the other finger responsible. "Bad, itchy finger. Bad. Shame on you. We weren't gonna do that till after." Look at the walls now painted with chunky, bloody debris, the air filled with the dying groans of the genitally impaired. Miss Bang Bang heaved aside her surroundings. "Well, all my friends are either dead or bleeding out. Come at me, bros!" "I'm a lady," corrected the one woman of the group, her hand raised in the air. "Whatever!" The mad woman jumped down from the catwalk and the true battle began. Their shields now recharged, Mordecai still didn't want to risk it with the ominous revolving barrels of her heavy machine gun revving up. She's probably mouthing, bang, bang, motherfuckers! Run for cover, ordered the sharpshooter. So saying, he ran for one of the heaps of scrap, the hail of bullets just whizzing past him. Once he was behind cover, he had his hawk get off his shoulder. Seeing outside blood, he softly urged, just wait for the right moment. He wildly shot his revolver from behind cover, and he could hear the sounds of his allies' gunfire joining his own. Whatever shield she used must have an immense amount of power. Not surprising, coming from what Torg said was once his head engineer. Come out so I can blow your asses to smithereens, you fucking cowards! Mordecai peeked over his cover just in time to see her taking out that immense rocket launcher of hers. She was aiming in his direction. Oh shit, kaboom! The sharpshooter dodged out of cover, his ears ringing from the blast. A burning heat at the back of his neck, he blacked out. Excuse me. When he opened his eyes again, he could see that all the cover available to them had been destroyed. Thankfully, he and his fellow gunmen still seemed to be in one piece. Rubbing the back of his neck, he could feel the hairs that had been singed. Woozy, he shook his head, clearing it, then looked back at their target. She was doing something with her belt, fiddling with some sort of small control panel. What now? He mumbled in dismay. A series of wall turrets popped out of the walls all around him, while electrified floor traps popped out of the ground. ... Explosions! This job was getting worse and worse. And so Mordecai, Brick, Steve, and the twins frantically dodged the turrets. The steadily growing amount of floor traps restricting their movements as the fight went on. All the while, the insane she-devil in human skin kept shouting expletives and gun noises at them, patiently waiting them out before she jumped back in to finish the job. The fight progressed in this manner, the team of Vault Hunters slowly whittling down the women's turrets as they made one death-defying leap after another. Eventually, they had cleared out all the turrets, and the group gave a collective sigh of relief. What? You managed to spoil all my Bang Bang toys? Oh, guess I'm gonna have to handle this myself. She pulled out both her heavy machine gun and her rocket launcher, hefting both weapons one-handed. She's a gunzerker? Is she Salvador's mom? Couldn't resist. You know what they say? If you want something done right, blow it the fuck up! And it was with that utterance that she began to fire madly into the mist. Rockets and explosive bullets raining down on them as the still active floor traps restricted any thought of retreat. Thankfully, this move had been counterintuitive, in that her salvo ended up damaging most of the floor traps, freeing up their movement. She seemed not to care, so caught up in dishing out pain, yelling and laughing like in a maniac frenzy that was further accentuated by the sounds of explosions. The woman had just started throwing grenades into the mix in between reloads when crash! A nearby wall had broken apart in the explosion of rubble. Fuck was that? She screamed, turning her head toward the noise. It was seen that whatever that was had not been by her design. Looking where the sound had come from, Mordecai could see a massive red monster truck with a tacky filed decal spread along its dented-in hood sticking out of the wall. Its engine smoking on the brink of destruction. That's not going anywhere, he idly thought. The door to the driver's seat opened and out popped Mr. Cork himself in all his roided-up glory. He's channeling his inner Scott Steiner. They say all men are created equal. But you look at me, you look at Miss Bang Bang, and you see that's not true. Normally, when you compare Mr. Torg weapons to other weapons, you get a 50% chance of at explosions. But I carry Torg guns, and I have a 100% chance at explosions. I have no idea where that was going. I may actually do a video where I just do something like that. It'd probably be me playing Borderlands, but it's gonna be when I play Borderlands. And it'll actually require me actually writing it off and just figuring out what I'm gonna say. Stay tuned for that video. Okay, what? Now that Mordecai thought about it, he had noticed that Torg's typical echo transmissions had been oddly silent throughout this entire mission. He had counted it as a blessing. Now, not so much. If his voice was loud over a transmission, how bad was it in person? Dun dun dun, about the same. Miss Bang Bang seemed to be equally surprised as everyone else, her eyes bugging out. Torg! Then she remembered why she was doing all this in the first place. Torg, I'm gonna rip your entrails out of your asshole and shove it down your fucking throat, she shrieked, her face absolutely rabid as she dropped her weapons and jumped at the man. Her plan of action was immediately stopped with a small collection of papers blocking her vision, a wall of words now being the only thing she could see. Is she being given a cease and desist? That would be hilarious if it was a cease and desist. That would be hilarious. What is this? She asked, befuddled by this sudden twist of events. A new contract! The mustachio man answered, his voice as obnoxiously loud as ever. I thought about it a lot. Now I'm more than willing to admit, but after sending the Vault Hunters on your tail, I couldn't help but think back on the good old days. You and me, together, make explosions happen, both figuratively and literally. Just what are you exactly trying to pull, she asked, eyeing him suspiciously. I want you back, both as my head engineer and as my sweet booming lady love. That's strangely sweet. That's actually pretty nice. I was expecting a cease and desist, but this is not bad itself. Wait, I thought you didn't want me around no more. I mean, after firing me the way you did, without saying anything? That was a clerical error. I thought you knew and took the opportunity to dump my ass. You're telling me, she began, one of her eyes began to twitch and spasm, that I was fired due to a fucking typo? Seconds passed by, the group of hired gunmen looking on with bated breath, waiting for what the explosive X would do. Come over here so I can kiss the fuck out of you, she yelled. A bright smile appeared, spreading across her face. Her teal eyes filled with joy as she spread her arms. For realsies! Exclaimed Torg. For realsy. The two explosives-obsessed freaks embraced, making out in front of the Vault Hunters in what was quickly becoming an obscene display. This is so motherfucking sick! Sheared Torg after pulling back from the kiss, a grin on his face. He began to move his heads and fingers about as if he were playing a guitar solo, a cacophonous noise coming out from his mouth, and a performance that all but destroyed the eardrums of those nearby. God damn it, Torg, honey, you know how you just how. God damn it, Torg, honey, you just know how to moisten me up. Oh yeah, Lady Boner. Yes, you read that right, Lady Boner achieved. So now that I got my old job back, what are we gonna do? She asked, her hand holding his as they walked towards a hole in the wall, stepping past the incapacitated monster truck and over the rubble. I don't know. Want to get married, hot babies, big, beautiful, exploding babies. Fuck yes. Oh, I pussy magnet if it's a guy and sploosh if it's a girl, and all capitals. Magnet Mr. Broseph Fluxison. What a fine name. You want the middle name to mean Mr. Broseph, she asked, looking at him. What if it's a girl? Doesn't matter. Fluxington middle names have always been the first name of the baby's grandfather. Or the family tradition. That's so stupidly smart. It's perfect. When we get back, we're gonna cuddle so fucking much. Love you, my big bombastic honey bunches and older bear. Woo, cuddles, I love you, my banging bombshell. Spoopy schmoodle. Beep. And so the two lovebirds skipped into the sunset, leaving the Vault Hunters with none of the pay that had been promised. Looking back at the oddly sweet events, an absurd pairing caught up in their very own romantic cliche, the male twin, whose name no one had bothered to know, asked, "What the fuck did I just watch?" Don't even think about it, man, said Mordecai, experience telling him to look the other way, lest he loot what was left of his insanity. Sorry, not insanity, sanity. Don't even. Sweet! Crowed Brick, picking up one of Miss Bang Bang's dropped weapon, a legendary rocket launcher. Bloodwing, who had been hiding through the entire battle, shrieked out a cry, then flew down the brick and snatched the rocket out of his hands. Hey, that's my loot! Hey-oh! Mordecai palmed his face, signed into his hand. So that's the story. That was just ridiculous. Not to mention, doing Torg's voice actually hurt. I don't know how the guy who did Mr. Torg probably had like a bunch of lozenges. Oh my god, that hurt. Ah. So, what do I think of the story? I think it's ridiculous. Ridiculous in a good way. A lot of Torg scene, a lot of the stuff Torg said in the story, hilarious. A lot of the story, hilarious. It's humor and adventure. It's a short little adventure. Nothing's really going to go out of the way to continue. I would like to see more Torg stories, simply because, come on, this is just hilarious. I would at least like to know the names of the two twins. I don't know, maybe the author can, like, redo it that it's the Calypso twins and, like, hilarious reference, like, hey, these are the Calypso twins. The reason they went mad is because they met Mr. Torg. Yep. just change the girl's hair to white, and that's about it. That's just more wishful thinking. I have nothing to complain. I have nothing to complain about the story. 5 out of 5. This is just a ridiculous story. The ridiculous, the NPC syndrome joke that had me in hoots. That was just ridiculous. Just anything that came out of Mr. Torg. Everyone played their roles. I guess we're supposed to be the men are supposed to be the male twin, and the female readers are supposed to be the female twin. Are like, what just happened? And be like, what has happened? Nothing makes sense. And it's supposed to represent us, the readers. I really like the story. I think it's nothing. I see nothing structurally wrong with it. Nothing in terms of the plot. Nothing in terms of the grammar. Nothing in terms of the characters. I think they're No grammar errors. I was thinking maybe I did see one and I just didn't realize it. But no. Even the pacing's okay. I do like the fact that it started with like the fight and then Mr. Torg showing up, and I thought, okay, so we're gonna get like a very hilarious anticlimactic, and it's like instead of Torg letting him kill him, he just goes, cease and desist order. You're not allowed to use Torg weaponry anymore. And she's like, phooey. And she just drops her weapons. She's like, do. And then it just turned out, it's like, hey, you wanted your job back? It was a typo. It's like, oh. And then it just went back to ridiculous. Like, overall, I like the story. Why the hell doesn't it have any more reviews? It has 2 favorites, but no reviews. You know what? I demand anyone who watches this video go review the story and tell the author how ridiculous this story is. Why? Because it's just nonsense, but it's good nonsense. This has been Dark Symphony 777, and cut.